Hi guys, Christine here, bringing you some awesome Christiel energy again today. I'm really excited to share this with you. Are you ready for some joy? Are you ready for some more ease and some freedom in the places where you are the hardest on yourself? Now, so have you said anything disparaging to yourself today? Have you maybe picked on something that maybe you've picked on before, and maybe you were kind of judgmental about something that you've said or done? And probably that area where you're picking on yourself the hardest, where you're beating yourself up and judging yourself, is an area of your life that's actually really important to you, that you value, that matters to you, that you really want to offer your best to the world, right? Okay. So here's an interesting piece. Did you know that if you were not in judgment of yourself about anything, it wouldn't be possible to judge the world? It's pretty cool, isn't it? So if you find yourself in judgment about something outside of you, the only way that can be there is because it's happening inside. And what if you could unpack, unwind, free up, never have to experience judgment that you feel coming at you, or that you direct out at the world, or that you just cycle around in your head? Again, wouldn't you want to be free from that? Here's the amazing piece. Today, the beautiful universe of love that is was showing me how the place that we are the hardest on ourselves, that maybe you're a person who's done a lot of the consciousness journey. Maybe you've fallen deeper and ever more into self-love and acceptance, and you start finding, wow, the things that I used to be judgmental about in the world, I'm just not judgmental about anymore. I'm actually not judgmental about intolerant people anymore. And you notice, oh, that person feels completely different than I do, and I actually think that their position might be harmful to people, but I'm not even judgmental about that. So maybe you're one of those people who's kind of been doing the journey and you realize, wow, I actually feel peaceful most of the time. I'm present for stuff and I have compassion for it and I may take action, but I don't feel the sense of judgment and condemnation that I used to. And maybe you're noticing I also don't feel that inside myself. Or maybe you're one of those people who's like, no, crap, I'm doing that all the time and help me out, help a sister out, okay? I've been all those places, just want to say. And so even if you're a person maybe who's been doing that consciousness journey and has discovered that incredible gift of self-love and acceptance and forgiveness, do you think maybe you still have a holdout? Is there still a place where you don't allow full freedom and acceptance? Well, it was really interesting when that came into bold relief for me. And it's a place that probably the world would look at. This is what cued me in. I was like, wow, this would be one of the places where the world would look at me and say, hey, that's a great gift that you share, and you're really good at it, and it's awesome, and we love it. Maybe not everybody, but for the most part, that would be people's response. And still, I can't, no matter, how it is with those things, it doesn't matter what people say to you. You don't afford that kind of generosity to yourself because you're just holding out for whatever reason. That's what I'm here to help unpack with you today, because what is that reason? Why is it that there's some place, and it's probably one of our most precious, amazing, beautiful gifts to the world, and we hold out in a place of self-judgment about it? Kind of curious, isn't it? What if it's because it's so important? What if it's because we are that beautiful, we are that amazing, and that very thing that we're judging is a power tool, is like oh my God, it's like an explosion of love and joy and generosity and amazing giftedness for the world. Maybe it's that powerful. And maybe, would you be willing to consider that your judgment of the places in you, that stuff that you actually really value, what it is in the world, and you want to do a good job, and you want to make a difference, and you want it to be beautiful, or you want it to be impactful, whatever the thing is, maybe your judgment about that thing is the most amazing, beautiful gift that's happening for you. What if the place where you have the most self-loathing, say, for me, that's been my voice. I'm a singer. It's been an important thing for a long time, but I have been harder on myself about my voice than anything else I do. And I've come into alignment and peace and love with pretty much every other area of my life, except that one. Well, is it possible that, let's say my voice is allowing, it will take on that judgment. It will bear the brunt of that incredible, harsh judgment for the purpose, as long as it takes, for the sole purpose of showing me that that's a lie. That kind of separation from ourselves, that kind of judgment, that kind of criticism, that kind of lack of love is never who or what we are. And it will bear it and bear it and bear it so painfully. You know how it is, the things that are really important to you and that you want to do such a good job with and that you want to help others with or whatever, it's so painful, that judgment that you visit on yourself. It hurts so much. And that piece of you will just keep bearing and bearing and bearing that judgment until it becomes so painful for you, you can't take it anymore. And you go, okay, I'm not doing this anymore. And why? Because it hurts. And because you turn and you give that piece of yourself your full attention and presence. And you say to it, okay, tell me, talk to me. You've got my full attention. I'll hear whatever you want to say. So maybe in my case, my voice says, all the things, the ways that I've treated it, the things that I've said to it for 30 years about it not being enough, or it's not this, or it's not that, or it should have been, and why blah and blah. And eventually all that judgment sort of keeps intensifying and boiling down until it's just the energy of loathing, right? Have you felt that? And how painful that is? What if that piece of yourself is bearing that burden because you're that important to show you that's not it? It will keep showing you, it will keep bearing it and being so painful until it gets your full attention and you can't take it anymore. And you finally say, I'm going to do it a different way. I'm going to listen to you. I'm going to change. I'm going to open up. I'm going to allow a different possibility that this judgment I visit, maybe it doesn't actually mean anything. Maybe it isn't true. Maybe this whole thing is just here for me to look at it a completely different way. And when we do, we hear it out. We're present with whatever that pain is. We give ourselves full permission to experience all of it. We come into presence and love that is so deep and so beautiful and so strong and so amazing. We can't hate again. We can't hate ourselves. We can't hate others. We can't judge. It's not left in us. Would you like to have that? And would you be willing to allow that the way that you're the hardest on yourself is offering you a path to that amazing place of freedom? Let's say yes. Let's say yes. If you'd like a guide along the way, I'd love to do that. I've got some great offerings going on in person and online. Christiel Connection is what I call it, where we talk about this kind of stuff and we expose the ways and we bring light to, let's say it that way. Gosh, it's like a loving, bathing light that just lets you glow with warmth and the freedom and love and beauty that you are when we allow all that we are and we see that maybe the thing that's been our greatest struggle is the strongest possible guidance to bring us back home into this peace and freedom and love and joy that we are. Because you are. It's what you are. It's what you've always been. Anything else is only pointing you back to it. Oh, I love you so much. Christiel.net. You can find out more about that stuff. And until the next time, oh, I love you. Talk to you soon.